Don't worry, you carry your art everywhere, literally.
Everywhere, and I'm starving.
What are we working on?
So I'm thinking, the Ghana food market has been really strange lately, and food insecurity is a problem now. So I'm creating an artwork that kind of captures all the statistics in the industry. Well, not all, but as much as I can in this piece. Okay. And they're kind of like exploding from this cooking pot.
I like that. So I like that. I see bread.
Yeah.
Bread and cereals.
Ghana has 13 main food production sectors. So there's the food, there's vegetables, fruits, fish, meats, exactly, dairy. And so,
it's brilliant. I love it. I love it.
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to introduce my guest. What's cooking? My name is Apiorkor Seyiram Ashong Abe, and you're very welcome to What's Cooking on Channel 1 TV. And this is Whitney Chinonye Ernest.
Yes.
And she is an artist. One of my favorites. She's a young artist. Is it okay if I mention your age?
Yes, please. I love it.
Whitney is 24 years old. And what excites me about her art is the depth that goes into it. She's what we call a data artist, also an archivist. And she takes statistics, economic statistics, social political statistics, any kind of statistics that are difficult for the average person to digest, and she breaks them down in art. And you look at this, for example. This is not a digital print. It's hand-drawn and hand-painted or hand-colored. And I just love your work.
Thank you
I
so
love your
much.
work. So it's an honor to have you on the show today. You've been doing lots of interesting things, connecting people across the country and across the continent.
Yes, of course.
And connecting generations of artists who do very important work in their fields. And so I thought it'd be nice for us to have a chat. And I'm so happy that my producers brought you here. They didn't know they were causing trouble, right? So we'll talk more about the work that you do. But I want us to go on a break, and when we come back, you tell us where you're going to cook. I know you came with a sous chef.
Yes, naturally.
Yeah, no. Artists are so dramatic, but it's cool because she's a young chef as well, and we're talking about food.
Exactly.
So it would be a great conversation to have. Don't forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom. You've known Tasty Tom for so many amazing things, but did you know that they have a range of spices? There's chicken, there's shrimp, there's a stew mix, there's jollof, and they have the almighty Tasty Tom jollof mix, which I can't stop raving about, and I'll tell you more about that later. But very big thank you to Tasty Tom and Kivo Hot Pepper. And Kivo is also widening their range fast and furiously. They've got the Kivo Hot Pepper, which we've all come to love and respect because it's potent, it's authentic, it gives you the proper Ghana kick when it comes to pepper. But they also have the rosemary powder, which I think is revolutionary. No more rosemary sticks in your jollof. Now you can have the powder with the taste in there. And then there's the 3-in-1, ginger, onion, and garlic. I call them the triple threat, and Kivo has put them into a nice little sachet that we can all afford. Then there's a special seasoning for stews, and then the hot pepper is there as well. So 2 forces on the show. We thank you. Let's go for a break. When we come back, Whitney, myself, and her amazing sous chef will get cooking. This is still What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apiorkor. Now, if you're just joining us, you're late. But don't worry, it's okay. I forgive you. There's a lot of forgiveness in this heart of Jesus and God. So I forgive you. My guest today is Whitney Chinonye Ernest. She's an artist, a data artist, to be specific, or you could call her an archivist. And we'll be talking a lot more about what she does. And she's going to tell us what she's going to cook, and then we'll introduce a very special sous chef whom she's brought with her today. Hi, Whitney.
Hi, Apiorkor.
So it's time to cook.
It is time to cook. I'm starving.
Yeah, but why do you look nervous?
Oh. It's obvious.
It's very obvious. Relax.
I cook for sustenance. To stay alive.
Not for economic purposes.
Exactly.
It's understood. It's understood. Don't worry, I won't judge you. We're eating, we're vibing. This is not a cooking competition. So
Fortunately.
relax.
Fortunately.
Relax. We pick and choose our battles. So what are we making?
Today we're making a good spaghetti bolognese.
see
So
that.
that's spaghetti and a tomato sauce to go with it. We're gonna mix it up so that it's like a spaghetti jollof. You know?
Hey.
You have to innovate. That's where we are.
I like it.
But
But
yes.
I see this is what, spinach spaghetti?
Yes.
Yeah,
They
right.
call it the linguine because it's
linguine,
flat and long. So I think that it makes us seem a little bit more special, you know.
Yes, it does.
It does.
And then there's some carrots,
Onions,
onions.
garlic and ginger.
Okay.
Yes.
Oil. Is that olive oil or vegetable oil?
I think it should be.
Olive oil.
we'll see.
It looks olive oilish, but we'll see. And then
A good minced meat over here. We've got peppers, tomatoes, tin tomatoes.
basil.
Basil.
As we say in Ghana, kukomesa. Yeah, fresh basil, and then some
For the
spices
flavor.
For the flavor. I like it. Very simple.
Very simple, very straightforward.
Is this something you make at home often?
Yes, to stay
Okay.
alive.
To stay alive. I like how we're emphasizing stay alive. But let me introduce our sous chef. Fafa is here. Fafa, our lady CEO of Cheddar and Spice. I love the name. Hi Fafa.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm well. Good to have you here. Yeah. Lady chef. So you're coming to support Whitney today. Okay. She says she cooks for sustenance. So I'm guessing to make sure that we all leave here alive
And happy.
and happy, she brought you to help us. It's good to have you.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
But why? I'm just curious. Name of your Cheddar and Spice.
Cheddar
Why
and
Cheddar
Spice.
and
Okay,
Spice?
so when I started, it was more of sandwiches.
Okay.
And then I was using cheddar cheese.
Cheddar cheese.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my meals were spicy, so I just named it Cheddar and Spice.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
I like that. Very, very interesting. All right, you're welcome. Whitney tells me we're making a spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah.
Okay, and it looks like a very simple.
Very simple dish.
I love it. Okay, let's get right into it. Where do we begin?
So I think we start with the
Okay,
chicken
so where do
now.
we start?
We're going to start with our pasta.
With our pasta?
Yeah.
We're going to boil that
Yeah,
first.
let's
Oh,
do
that's
that first.
interesting.
Yes, I like to do that first.
Was there a reason why? Because I would have thought
Because
that
the sauce is like really easy to make, so I just need
So you
to
need
boil
to-
it down and then
and
set
then-
it aside.
very interesting. Okay, so what do we need? We have some
Yeah.
pots here. How big do we need the pot to
And
be?
The smallest one?
the biggest one.
Oh, the biggest one?
The biggest one.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Let me do the easy.
Okay, sure. So I
There
like
we
to
go.
prep my things whilst like the pasta is on fire.
Okay.
Yeah, so we could just start with like the
All right,
onions.
so we're boiling the water
Yeah.
first.
So
What about people who would like to boil their water in a kettle and then do it? You want to boil it?
yeah, I want to boil.
Is there a reason for
I
that?
don't know. I just
You just like.
like the
I love how you have your process and you stick to it. It's really cool. Okay, so what do we do
Let's go
next?
in with the oil.
Okay.
So I like to add oil to
In the
my
pasta,
the
right? So it doesn't
yeah.
stick
Yeah,
together.
doesn't
Doesn't
stick
stick
together.
together.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, are you paying attention? So we're starting with our pasta.
Wait, can you help me with
All
that?
right, starting with our pasta.
You are like
We
I'm
we
not
put
really
some
this
water on fire. Actually, that's what we've done. We're boiling it.
Okay.
Or we're hoping to bring it to a boil, and then we're adding a little bit of oil
that
to
a
the
tablespoon?
water.
Yeah, tablespoon.
Usually, what happens is when you add oil to the water that you're boiling your pasta in, when the pasta is ready, it doesn't stick together. So you know, you take your talia. Some of them they have literally stuck to each other like glue. If you add a little bit of oil to the water that you're boiling it in, it reduces that risk. Okay.
Then we'll get
Right.
into salt.
Add some salt.
Yes, add
Okay.
some salt.
So we're adding some salt. So this is olive oil, no?
Oh, this is olive oil.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking.
You can smell it. Yeah. So we're using olive oil, but of course you can use any kind of oil. Whitney, Fafa.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, any kind of. I use
Whitney,
vegetable
what
oil.
kind of? You use vegetable
Yeah,
oil.
most
You
times.
too.
Sunflower.
Sunflower. You use sunflower oil. Okay.
Okay.
So any kind of oil works.
Okay. So back to our prep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll prep the onions.
Onions.
Yeah, I like
Okay. And these are our
Red
popular red onions.
Nice and pungent.
Is that okay? Nice and powerful. Give me the reason. You want the flavor.
Yeah. Wow, that's nice.
Okay. So we're prepping the onions for the bolognese sauce. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dicing that.
Wow, this knife is
Okay. Whitney, let's talk about you. So your name, when I hear your name, I mean, Whitney could be from anywhere, right?
Really?
It's gonna be Whitney
Yeah,
Houston.
Whitney Houston. I get that all the time. And then I have to say, oh, but I don't sing. And it's funny.
You could be Whitney Houston. But I hear Chinonye.
Yes.
That's how it's...
Yes. Chinonye.
Chinonye.
Yes. God is within.
Yeah, God is within. That's what it means.
Yeah.
So this is which language?
Igbo.
This is Igbo.
From the Imo state.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're an Igbo girl.
Igbo girl, through and through.
But Ghana is
Home.
what you know.
I've been here my whole life. Ghana is a pioneer of a lot of the standards that Ghana should, well, the continent should have, or national countries in the nation.
I love that. So thank you for being a living manifestation of Africa without borders.
Thank you to my parents, you know.
But what has it been like growing up in Ghana with Nigerian parents?
You know, I feel like I'm always between two worlds, because in the household, you're Nigerian, right? Because we speak English in the house, but my parents speak Igbo to each other. And then you leave the home and then you're in Ghana, you know? But at the same time, you meet Nigerians and you're not Nigerian enough.
I can understand.
You know, so there's always been, you know, that conflict of the third culture kid. You know,
Yeah.
you're Nigerian, you're Ghanaian. So I just end up saying now that I'm Pan-African.
That's it. You're a child of the continent.
You know what I mean?
Fafa, where are we?
That was fast.
Yeah. So I'm done prepping the onions for our bees, and I would just like to check.
Ewele dodgy. So it's on it. You don't speak much.
Yeah,
Ewe.
don't
Don't,
speak much,
don't
Ewe.
worry. Don't worry. It's fine. I'm just
Yeah.
flexing muscles that I don't actually have.
Okay, so I would want us to blend this now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there a reason why we're using the red Scotch bonnet and not
Is it
the
all of
green?
it? Yeah.
There's no particular
No
reason.
particular
No
reason.
particular reason.
Okay.
We could use both red and green.
Which do you prefer?
I prefer to use both.
Both.
Yeah.
Both of them. Okay.
And a little. I'll add a little basil.
Okay, we'll add the basil to it. Akukomesa,
Yeah.
as we call it. Fresh basil. And look, these things grow in people's backyards. And, you know, I was having a conversation with a friend who lives in Italy. And we were talking about how, yeah, you know, in Italian windowsills you find basil. And I said, well, in Ghanaian backyard, you don't even have to have a backyard. It's just its own. You know, there's water leaf, what we call boko boko here.
What do we do next? What are we doing next?
Am I in?
What are we doing next?
Okay, so next we're going to prep this.
Are we going to cut them in big circles?
No, very small.
People like me. Okay, lovely. Oh, I like that. People like me.
No, most people don't wash their hands. So you're washing because you just like to wash your hands. I love this so much.
If somebody cooked for you and they didn't wash it, would you eat it?
probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Like
wouldn't know.
most people don't wash it, so it doesn't even really make any difference
Yeah.
in the taste.
But you just want
I
to
just
make
want
sure
to
that-
make it-
Lots of interesting conversations.
You're right. So we're now coming to season the minced meat. Put in the onions.
You know, there's an easy and fun way to do this, though. You can actually
Let me
just,
get the pasta.
you can actually just do this. So just scrape it off.
All right.
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
There should be enough onions.
Just put the pasta into the
Okay, so the pasta is going to the water. The water is boiling. It's boiling rudely.
I definitely would like to use some of this beautiful seasoning.
Yes, of course. But Winnie, I just want to see what Fafa is doing here.
Okay,
What Chef
okay.
is doing. So you put it in.
Yeah, and
Let's
then
see if you do it the way I do it.
yeah, and I like to add some complete seasoning to my pasta.
Complete seasoning.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's this.
Okay. Any reason why?
It gives it this.
A nice kick.
Yeah.
Okay.
It tastes different from
Complete
here, from every other one.
Okay. Interesting.
And then I saw something from Kivo.
Yes, Kivo's got, what would you like?
And
to add?
rosemary.
Rosemary, yes. And there's a rosemary powder.
Rosemary powder.
Yes.
That's so.
It's really cool,
That's so
isn't it?
cool,
Yeah.
There's like no rosemary bits inside.
No. I mean, we love rosemary, but rosemary gives us problems sometimes. You know, it gets stuck in your teeth. Yeah. So I got my chewing a piece of a stick or what is it, you know? Especially when you use, because I like to use rosemary for my chicken light soup.
Oh.
So you know, you're eating with the fufu. And you know the problems with fufu sometimes.
Exactly.
Sometimes the bits from the pestle can get in there. So I wonder, is this, then you check and it's rosemary. So rosemary powder is really good. Okay. I love it. And again, before I come back to Whitney, Chef, why did you choose to use, or Whitney, maybe this question should go to you. Why do you prefer the spinach pasta?
I'm a sucker for spinach, naturally. And it's green. I'm
So
an
you like-
artist,
you
so
are,
it's
I
pretty.
know it's pretty. Makes sense. Makes sense. Why stay with the boring white?
You know, when you can zhuzh it up. It's also why I like to have a lot of vegetables in my food, because it's green and it's orange and it's red and it's yellow.
Makes sense. Oh dear. Artists. Even our eating is dramatic. I love it.
And it's good for the appetite, you know.
It is. It is.
You know, for kids that don't really like food,
Yeah.
when you make the food colorful, they're able to eat more.
So I'm coming back to the carrot. So you're adding some of the
Kivo rosemary.
Okay. To the minced meat. And I see you've put some of the diced onions and garlic in there as well.
But I'm also going to add some of the Kivo ginger, garlic, and onion,
Okay.
just for that extra.
The triple
flavor,
threat.
You know.
That's what I like to call it.
It's like an expert. Some black pepper for taste.
Okay, so let's use this to take some of the pepper out.
Okay.
And look at this.
Meanwhile, I'm peeling the carrots, Gen Z. Go through what we have so far. We've got the minced meat,
Yes.
which is beef in this case. Minced meat, there's some diced onions,
Got some
and then also chopped garlic in there. And then you added some of the Kivo rosemary powder.
The triple threat.
The triple threat.
Let's go.
The garlic, onion, and ginger.
Yeah.
Kivo powder as well. And then now we're adding some fresh basil, chopped fresh basil.
Chocolate basil.
That's
So now
what that's what we have. Are we adding salt to that too?
Yes, we've done that.
Okay, so added some salt.
Added some black pepper inside as well.
black pepper.
let me check the
Ground black pepper. Okay.
Give it a
So-
good mix.
Okay, so now you're mixing it all up. Wonderful. Oh, look at that.
I'm already
I like how you're
hungry.
taking your time and, you know, just massaging the spices into it. It's so regal.
Has to get into the nooks and crannies.
I love it. Okay, so let's go for a break. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's cooking. We're making some pasta and tomato sauce, bolognese tomato sauce, together with Whitney and Fafa. We'll be right back.
Wait your tomato mix. Wouldn't so one on pass. Still with tomato flavor no. No color changing like traffic light. Debia cocoa come on.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. This thick and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup.
Taste no so dear. On point. Flavor new.
And it doesn't color your meat or chicken. I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Once upon a time, in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you please show me where the Presby Church is?
Oh, sure. Go straight. 10 left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a water cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
When the Black Stars take to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach.
Why Fatika on to be dribble? The coach must go.
The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As we wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibe.
Have you acted? Mami Gobenubi. The cocoa. 1 3
These, my dear ones, are some few moments that makes our Ghana truly special.
And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lele rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture. Lele rice, ye nimno free tete. This advert is FDA approved.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like them the dash points.
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello there, we're still creating magic in the What's Cooking kitchen today with Whitney, who, we'll talk some more as we go along, and Fafa is here. Chef Fafa, let me give her the respect, boss woman. She's here to support her sister and her friend Whitney in the kitchen today. Now we're making pasta and a tomato bolognese sauce, and we've gone very far in the process actually. We've finished boiling our pasta, and it's very special because we have spinach pasta, and Whitney says because she likes color as an artist that she is, but also she's a lover of spinach, and it's, why not? Green, tasty. And then we have our mincemeat prep for our bolognese sauce and whatnot. But before we continue, let me acknowledge our formidable sponsors. We've got Kivo pepper here. Kivo hot pepper is the real deal. I don't know why you're looking at anything else when it comes to powdered pepper at the moment. They control the market, and you need to understand why. And you can only do that if you use it in your kitchen, in your meals. So please do, you won't regret it. And then now they've got a range of other spices. We already know, by now we should know, the rosemary powder, and then what we like to call here the triple threat, the blend of ground onion, ginger, and garlic. And then now there's also a nice stew spice that they've put together to make it easy for the working moms and working dads too, because the working dads are cooking these days, and the bachelors. The bachelors too are there. And then Tasty Tom, you've always known about their tomato sauce, which we'll be using today, tomato paste, what they like to call the enriched tomato mix. But they have a range of spices. So there's the chicken spice, the shrimp spice, the beef spice, the stew spice, the jollof spice, and my new boyfriend, the jollof mix. Like, if it were a person, my husband would be in trouble, I'm telling you. And you need to try to understand why. It makes making jollof so easy. You can't get it wrong with that when you're using it. All right. So we're back in the kitchen. Hi, Whitney. Hi, Fafa. Hi. Where are we going next? So I'm seeing very interesting things. Fafa, are we supposed to throw that away? We've arranged it nicely. It's like you created an emoji with it on the chopping board.
We're not throwing this away. We do zero food waste. Yeah, so we'll be using everything we can use.
Zero food waste.
Yeah.
So these things are edible.
Yeah,
are you going to throw it?
You're not supposed to throw them out. We can even grow this. Like, so sometimes when I have carrots, I buy them from the store. Just cut the base here and dip it into water, and then they'll start sprouting.
Just
and
like
later
that.
you can transfer it to your garden or something. Yeah.
So you can even do this in a pot.
You can do it in a pot. It's like a cute pot, and have a little baby carrot.
So the Grow Ghana initiative has to come from Fafa because she has some ideas. Yeah. So let's just walk through what we have in there one more time for those who are just joining us.
We've got the minced meat, some diced onions, some garlic. We've got Kivo triple threats in there. That's the garlic, ginger, and onion mix.
Yes. I like that you're calling it triple threats.
And then we've got the rose.
Because we're giving you a nice nickname for your product.
The powdered rosemary is inside there. It doesn't get stuck in your teeth, nice and smooth. Yeah. We threw in some salt and black peppers and everything mix for the flavor.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to use to make the stew.
Yeah. For those who missed the beginning, when we started boiling the pasta, before we even got to that point, we put the water on fire because Chef Fafa likes to boil her water from scratch. So we put a pot of room temperature, cold water if you like, in a pot, put it on fire, added a bit of oil, olive oil to it, added some salt, and then we brought the water to a boil before we put the pasta in there. And the reason we put the oil in there is to prevent the pasta from sticking. But to further prevent that, when your pasta is cooked, you run it under cold water, and then you have it nice, single, you know. It's not sticking together like if you use carpenter's glue or what, Bond Force. Is that what? Okay, so now let's go.
We're gonna pour the, put it here.
So our pasta is ready?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, what are we doing next?
I'm going to start with the base of our sauce.
Okay.
Okay, so I would want us to start with the oil and then use the pepper.
Okay, so over here we have the blended, we used red Scotch bonnet peppers, our hot pepper that Bakushito, if you like, that we can find in our markets. We have some fresh basil in here, what we call our kukomesa. We also have, we added some onions, chopped onions in there as well, some garlic too, some ginger. So that's what we have in here. So we're starting with this?
Yeah, we're starting with it.
Great.
Not too much, this is okay.
Okay. Is all of this going in?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want the oil to get hot first?
Yeah, oil to get hot.
All right.
Yeah, then we go in with
okay.
pepper mix.
So after this goes in, then what goes in?
Then we put in the onions. Yeah.
Okay. So while waiting for our oil to heat up, let me come back to it. How, I mean, of all the things you could be in 2025, as a 24-year-old woman in Ghana, you chose to be an artist.
Yeah.
Have you not seen our struggles as artists? Are you not deterred?
You know, there's definitely, I work corporate, you know, because the economy is not stable, so you have to diversify. The gig economy is very real.
Many hustles.
So I do work full-time, 2 jobs, hybrid. So the off days on one, I work somewhere else.
Interesting.
You have to hack the system. And then my arts career, I think that's where my legacy is, that's where my passion is. You know, data analytics, data science, everybody's been hearing this, it's up right now. And so the nerd in me naturally, who is a researcher, found a bridge between my art and this. It started very young, but it's developed over time. You know, as you get exposed, you understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so I think even though it's been risky for a long time, I think it's probably one of the safest career paths right now with the emergence of
interesting. Do you think that human beings also, I mean, there's COVID, and we had the height of the COVID era. We've come down the line a little bit. But do you also think that with technology and how the world is moving so quickly, so fast, do you think that humans subconsciously are also looking for more human things?
I think so.
Yeah?
I do think so. I mean, you know, with all of these conversations about identity and safe spaces, everybody is looking more within now. I don't know, some global introspection happened in 2020, and everybody started, you know, looking inward more. We had a lot of identity crisis throughout the world, but then I think we've hit the top of that and we're coming down from it, and everybody's just looking for morality and connection, honestly. And I think that's why probably the creatives are up. Right, because creativity and the arts have a way of reminding us about what makes us soft, what makes us human. And so, yeah, maybe that's why you're right. I think so too.
Very interesting. I love it. I love it. So let's go. Our oil is hot, right? Yeah. Okay. So we put this in. Do you want me?
Okay. Yeah, please. I have to put it.
Okay. So we want it to
just chill for a bit.
To calm down a bit.
Calm down.
Okay.
And let's go in with the onions first.
Okay. So we'll go with the onions first.
Yeah.
Chopped onions and chopped garlic. Are they going in together?
Yes, please.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay. Can I?
Yes, you can. Feel free. Okay. I love it.
Can we get that?
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Yep. You good?
Yeah, we're good. Okay, so we'll just like cook this for a while and go in with our pepper mix.
Okay.
Yeah, later.
Okay. So, do we want the onions to sort of caramelize? Just lightly
cooked.
Lightly cooked.
Yeah, lightly
Okay.
cooked.
Okay. For millennials, and even me, I'm a fairly younger millennial. Like I'm smack in the middle, right? I'm not a baby millennial. I'm not a zillennial. I'm a millennial in the middle there, and then there are the older ones who are closer to the X's, right? But for us, friendships, you know, for us, old is gold. But you guys, like, you move with the times. We meet and then we vibe and then we're friends. And if it didn't work out, we move on. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
What kind of life is this? How? Because I see people who met last week and all of a sudden they're besties. You know?
When I met her, she just asked me to watch her bags. And then I was like, okay, I like how she asked me. Her vibe was cool. And so when she came back, we sat down and I asked her, you know, what you up? It was a creative program. And I was like, so what's your thing? And she said culinary arts. And she got into it. She was still in uni at the time. And she was telling me about how she's working towards becoming a chef, a private chef, and all her dreams and the little business that she started. I was like, okay. Same wavelength.
So with us, we would have had trust issues. No, we need to know you for 2 years before we can even say we're friends. We're still acquaintances.
No.
Wow. No, but I'm seeing it more and more with your generation. And in a way, I think we have something to learn from that because you're seeing the human being. You're not seeing the packaging. And I think that's a very deep commentary on some of the things we were talking about earlier. How, you know, human beings, and particularly more your generation, you are striving to look for humanity because you are born in the digital age. You're the digital natives. So everything is so fast. So you're always looking for human connection.
Where we can slow down.
Very interesting. Wow.
So yeah, literally third time I'm seeing her.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's my girl. Yeah.
That's interesting. So I mean, viewers, we have a lot to learn from the Gen Zs. I mean, I know we rib you a lot, and we talk about. We call them the microwave generation. We say so many different things, but I think there are also many things that we can learn from you. Yeah, that's very interesting. No, because I'm sure even with you, friends that your parents had, they had them from when they were in high school.
We grew up together. I remember when our mother called him. And I was like, but again, everybody leaves, and so if you wait for only the friends that you've known to be friends with, all of them have left. I don't think I have a single friend in Ghana right now that I've known since I was in primary school. They're all gone.
Interesting.
You know? The curse and blessings of globalization.
So is that where okay, curse and blessings. So because you are growing up in the thick of globalization, you're used to people moving, time shifting. So you adapt that way. That is so interesting.
Cherish it whilst it's here because you don't know when it's going.
It's mind blowing. I mean, I still can't get with it though, but I can understand it. Okay, Fafa. So are we ready to add our pepper mix? Okay. Okay. We're not using all of it.
No, we'll be saving some. Let's use all this.
It'll be too hot.
Yeah, too spicy. I mean, cheddar and spice. Maybe she likes it spicy, huh?
Okay, wonderful. So how long do you need the pepper mix to cook?
And for about 3 minutes,
Okay.
3 to 5 minutes, yeah.
And then after that we add.
Can we go to
What's lower
lower
the
it a bit?
So after that, what do we add?
Okay, so after that we're going to add the tomato paste.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Tasty Tom. And Papa, you know the rule with Tasty Tom, right?
What's the rule with Tasty
Tom? Fuck a crack.
Oh,
nah,
right.
yeah, bedray.
Yeah.
A little does a lot.
Can I get this? Oh. Wow.
I like how they have the tree, the tree version of that idiom. A little does a lot. So fuck a crack, nah, yeah, bedray.
Would you want to use the chopping board?
Sorry?
Or is that not
No,
aesthetically
it's-
pleasing? Okay. Oops.
Right tubes.
Right tubes.
Okay. Okay. You added some rosemary to this, right?
Okay.
You added some rosemary.
Yes.
Yeah. And
You still like put a quarter in here
yeah, quarter.
and 3/4 inside the meat.
Okay. So, wow, it's not good. Nice one.
I'm having such a good time.
Oh my god.
I'm having such a good
I
time.
had a good time.
When does this go in?
So
A little longer,
Yeah, a
no?
little longer. The thing about this
Yeah.
is you need to get the moist like out. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why it's getting...
Yeah.
Okay.
So
more water
like there's still water in it.
Yeah.
Right?
But we're not trying to dry it out.
We're not trying to dry it out. We just need to get it out a little bit so that it's crisp.
We're just reducing the water content.
Yeah.
Right. The science of cooking, as well as the art of it.
Okay. I think you can add the taste now.
The tasty pound.
Tasty
Fakakra.
Nice.
Fakakra.
I love that.
Now you have the breed. And that's important, right? In the spirit of not wasting food,
I don't like to use too much.
spending less, but getting more value.
Yeah, exactly.
Just highlight that spending less.
Spending less, but getting more value.
In today's economy.
Like, there are so many things you could do with Ghanaian-based ingredients, but I don't know why we are limiting ourselves to this.
I think that we, as a nation, unfortunately, we haven't explored it.
Yeah.
And then we need people like you. So we do have chefs now, and you are the next generation of those chefs who are deliberately taking Ghanaian ingredients, African ingredients, and saying, how can I use them to make continental dishes? So it's not just about satisfying Ghanaian flavors, but you're building an economy around them. Now we can start exporting, right? So there's no reason why somebody should be sitting in Germany and not say, oh, I want to import Ghanaian tomatoes because they will give me this. Yeah, we just haven't created the narrative around them. And as for me, as a storyteller, narrative is everything. You create the right story around the product, and you create the market for it.
Literally.
Can we get some of the pasta water?
Some of the pasta water. We have it here.
Our ancestors
Not too much, though, just a little.
are rolling in their graves. I'm actually going to be very excited to taste.
I like to cook my sauce like very well.
Yeah.
So I would just want us to forget this exists for a while.
No.
Lower it. Okay.
So it's simmering.
That's the lowest.
That's the lowest. Wow.
Do you want to switch to the smaller
Yeah,
one?
let's switch to the
So let's move it forward. Watch your hand. Let me put it on.
Alright.
Is that okay? On this one. Here.
Sorry, this is not my kitchen.
Don't worry.
I'm used to it. Okay. Yeah. Looks good.
Better?
Yeah, it's better. Can I get a little more water? Just water. Like
Oh, normal water.
normal water.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why she wanted to do the pasta first. So she
making
gets
sense.
the pasta water.
Yes. Okay.
So we let this simmer for how long?
Like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right. So the water that we put in has evaporated somewhat.
Yeah.
So what is going in next?
fresh tomatoes.
Fresh tomatoes.
You know, there's the philosophy and then there's actually acting.
Practice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Walking the talk and practicing what you preach. So is it that the meat is the last thing to go in?
What's cooking? Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah. I like everything I see here.
Hey, okay.
The colors.
The colors.
Yes, and everything. So what are you cooking?
We're making some pasta.
Pasta.
Yeah.
Usofo. Okay. Italian.
Italian, yeah, Italian pasta.
But you came with an accent. You know, how you doing? And then they said pasta. Yeah, I said also really?
I said, no, I have to come local. Yeah. So pasta with what?
And some bolognese sauce.
Oh, wow. Yeah. This looks good. And quite sumptuous. What's this? Beef.
Mincemeat.
Mince meat. Mince meat. Yeah. Hello, neighbor. How you doing? Wow. You see, I'm a very good neighbor. And the one that will grade you when your food is tasty. So please, I just have to be sure that everything that you're doing, there's no artificial.
So tell me how there's someone who he doesn't come to help cook the food. Even today he's shown up. I mean, lately he pops up earlier than usual. He'll show up when we're actually eating, like literally dishing the food, or we've taken the first few bites, and then he shows his face. He's my neighbor, doesn't come to help, and then you say you're the one who's grading the food that my guest has come to cook. Who does that?
You know what? Sometimes you need to help by tasting the food before it gets cooked, so that your everything will be, on point.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. So
so why are you here?
No, from the look of things, very soon it will be ready. So let me stretch and come back.
No, today you work. Stay here.
I will work.
No. I'm giving you an apron. Stand there.
No worries.
The last time you said you were coming to wash dishes.
No worries.
You didn't wash the dishes. Today you work.
Moi je suis.
Turn around. Let me tie it.
Okay.
Because you can run away.
Oh no problem.
Today you work.
He's there.
Okay, no, that's not the kind. That's not the kind of work.
Please, I'm staring. Yeah. So that it won't get burnt.
Yeah, it won't get burnt.
What's your name?
Papa.
Oh, Fafa.
Yeah.
Right. And what's your name?
Whitney.
Whitney
Ernest.
Whitney.
You're right to say Whitney.
Whitney
Houston.
Houston.
I know.
But I can't sing. I can't sing.
You can't sing?
Oh,
okay. You like to draw or something?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You know what? At this point, let's go for a break. We're going for a break. Ladies and gentlemen, by the time we come back... No. Continue doing the work. The break is not for you. It's on air. We are going for a break. By the time we come back, our food will be ready. We'll sit down, we'll eat, we'll have more conversations with Whitney, and of course Fafa is here as well. But before that, we'll make sure that we show you the process that took us to the end of what I know is going to be a brilliant and delicious bolognese sauce with pasta. We'll be right back.
Playing for your country, enye easy. Scoring, enye easy. Avoiding injuries, enye easy. Winning, enye easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
So much love in the air. What are we looking at?
Thank you guys for joining us for this unforgettable night.
Paw Patrol is on.
It's Max Verstappen in the lead. The megastar is here. Absolutely sensational.
Let's go!
Just taking a trip down memory lane.
Get unbelievable entertainment that is unbelievably easy to own. Get and stay connected to DSTV.
Once upon a time, in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please show me where the Presby Church is?
Oh, sure. Go straight. 10 left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a watches cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
Play into one young one, Sana.
When the Black Stars stick to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach.
Why Fatika on to be dribble? The coach must go.
The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As we wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibe.
Have you acted? Mami Gobe Nubi. The Kokono. One Garino.
These, my dear ones, are some few moments that makes our Ghana truly special.
And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lily rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture. Lily rice, ye nimno fritete. This advert is FDA approved.
That makes our Ghana truly special.
And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lily rice. Lily rice. This
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Thank you to Kivo Pepper for sponsoring the show, and of course Tasty Tom, Ufa Kakra, Naye Bebre, and they both shown up for us in big ways in our meal today. And Papa, you need some of them in your kitchen.
Definitely.
You have to.
The big three.
You have to. So please, let's eat. We're at home, like nothing shy, no holding back. We're eating. You guys look like you're afraid to touch the food. You cooked it. You worked. You earned it. You worked for it. Okay, here we go. So now I'll hand it over to you. You want to do the addition? Yes. Okay.
It's been cooking.
Oh my goodness. Like, why?
Yes.
Anyway, today you earned your spot.
Yes. Yes. I came to work, so I know it's been cooking.
So we have a plate for you. We're not bringing you cutlery because we know you carry your own.
Yeah. No, I'm not so. Fafa and Whitney knows that.
Can you imagine?
Customize. The one that will grade you. Oh no, you serve me. Yeah. Please. Please serve me.
Today you've come with airs just because you did some small stirring of this stew and put one or two things into the pot. It's okay. All right, ladies. So while Whitney is doing the addition, let me speak to you, Fafa. I mean, you're a young person, a young woman living in Ghana, Ghanaian. You're building your career as a chef, as a culinary artist. Why is food sustainability so important for you? Because that was a running theme while we're in the kitchen today. Why is it so important to you? Why should you care?
You should care because it's affecting our climate, right? And everyone in every industry, everyone has a role to play. And in the food industry, food sustainability is the role we are playing. So we are just preaching that every household, everyone, we all eat food, so like it's something we all should practice in our homes, at work, wherever. Yeah, so.
Do you feel that the generation that you were born into is bearing the brunt of that responsibility? Do you feel that personally?
I think so, yes, because these things have happened like from other generations, and right now we are the ones having to fix.
So it's more real for you now.
Yes,
it's not. It's no longer just a theory in a science class.
No, it isn't.
It's something that's popping up at a big conference at the COP somewhere.
Yeah.
Now you're feeling the.
We are feeling it. We are feeling it.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Whitney.
Yes.
So you and your art. I mean, all the things you could do, turning data into art. Why? Because you could be sitting in nice gardens painting flowers. I mean, and no disrespect to any artist who does that. We need that kind of art as well. But why have you decided to give body to your work in the way that you do?
I think I share with Fafa, there's a sense of responsibility.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. There's a sense of responsibility that I think being a young African Gen Z comes with. And so when art is to express yourself, and when you're conscious of all the social economic problems that we're situated in, then that extends the concerns and the fears and the need to contribute, extend and manifest in the artwork, right? So I think that's how it's naturally happened for me. I think all African art ends up becoming political just because of the context of the
No, I agree with that. I mean, I belong to the school of thought that the African artist cannot be utilitarian. You can't just be a pretty picture on a wall. Your art needs to stand for something. It needs to critique. It needs to embarrass. It needs to advocate. I agree with you. 100%.
Sorry, I'm trying to listen to you, but the
food
food is so good. It's ringing in my ears. Wow.
How are you finding it? I mean, it has to be Fafa's recipe.
Cheddar and spice for real.
I should have had some cheddar cheese on this one.
Yeah, it would have been very good.
Oh, the pepper is kicking. So
it's Kibo, you know.
It's his. So for the Ghanaians, we love our spice, eh? So for the Ghanaians who love the pepper, and sitting at home thinking that what kind of abrofodiani is this? You will love this. You'll love this. Pretty interesting. So Whitney, another question for you. A lot of people feel that, and I'm talking policymakers, higher ups, let's put it that way. People feel that young people don't care about the world's problems. Why do you think they think that?
Sometimes I think this extends beyond. I think this extends beyond the creative sector and art specifically. When it comes to caring, a lot of the times we fall victim to wanting people to care in the way we care. Sometimes you can find a friend saying, "Oh, but you didn't call me." But your language is not calling. You know what I mean? And so I don't know that it's the young people aren't interested, because we're seeing a lot of civil protest and them going to the streets and showing up in polls in a very different way across Nigeria, Ghana, and also different countries on the continent. But I think we care differently. How we express our care is very different from in older generations. We don't express it in the textbooks and in the papers, in the diplomatic conversations. We are more streets in how we care about these problems. Maybe because we haven't liked how they've been approached over time. Maybe it's because we don't think the traditional systems have worked in addressing these problems. So we are forced to innovate in our approach. Maybe that's why. But no, I wouldn't say we don't care. I mean, looking between Fafa and I alone, right? I don't know that we don't care. I think it's that we're caring differently.
Caring differently.
Yeah.
How do people react to your art?
My favorite reaction so far, there was a gentleman that came to my exhibition, and the work, I think it's the work right over there. The work speaks on how neoliberalistic policies are pushing young people or contributing to youth unemployment. And then the other one speaks about how the context in which we're in is affecting our mental health. Right, and then so he comes to the exhibition and he sees the piece, and I ask him if he gets it. And he says the piece makes him remember that only recently a 15-year-old was shot dead by a policeman because he refused to bribe him in Kenya.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand the weight that's had on his mind throughout the day until coming to that exhibition and realizing that, yes, indeed, data not only is this far away thing, but in your daily life, just knowing about what's happening is affecting.
I mean, we're in media and the news depresses us and we don't even realize we're depressed about it. Yeah. So we're running out of time, but very quickly, I want to ask you, recently, you and your group of artists, friends, people you work with, you brought Lemmy to Ghana. Now, for those who don't know who Lemmy is a living legend, living Nigerian legend. He did all of the album covers that the equally legendary Fela Kuti ever brought out into this world. And for us as Africans, as black people, Fela Kuti is very big. And Lemmy has not just worked with Fela, he's also transcended generations. He's worked with Davido as well.
Yes, most recently in the recent album.
So many different people. How did you make that happen? Because Lemmy is 70 years old this year. You're 24. How did that happen?
Instagram. In good old Gen Z fashion. I text